duty that night, 11 to 1 in the morning. Then after I left, they had a brouhaha. And they had to arrest somebody. Yeah, I'm sure they had. Fighting. You know what's wrong with somebody? That's not going to happen. No. Did you make them?
No, but I'm delivering them. Cookies, that stream.
Yeah, they're stuck. It's so warm.
You guys like it?
Anyway.
Yeah, you gotta peel it off.
Well, it hasn't started yet. I'm gonna
Can we have a volunteer for a note taker tonight?
Anybody really love doing that? I can take those.
Here's a note taker.
Wonderful.
You can have your sign. You don't have to. You need paper. I have.
Hey, did you find any chalk?
You know? Well, we're going to have to touch everyone's memory skills tonight because we don't have any chalk. So,
I gotta go.
yeah, we have some items for the agenda, which we'll get to in a sec. Talking about announcing we don't have it written here. Oh, yeah. Does anyone have a pad?
I do.
Start passing this down the line.
Do you have a pen?
Bank America.
Okay, so, hi, you're too much time.
Would you drive
Raise your hand or stand up.
That's the thing that's new.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, I didn't bring any.
Okay, we're going to start, before we start, food just arrived. So after we have our opening, how do you refer to it? Our opening, there's food up here. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's really good. Another vegetable soup, which are always so yummy. And there's separate containers for stew and compost. So you can drop it right. Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter tonight. There's only one bucket. You can even have a bucket. Okay, so we're going to have the opening centering statement.
We come together here in this place, maybe for the first time, maybe after days and weeks. One movement, honored by our diversity. Look around, take it in. Here, before our General Assembly, let the fullness of this moment occupy you. Remember what brought you here. Let your intention fill you. We stand together in solidarity with all those suffering on our planet to birth transformation from a culture of alienation to one of connectivity for a sovereign life on a healthy planet. May we listen to one another fully as best as we can. May our words be heard and our intentions be honored as our movement grows. Thank you.
Okay, and I think we usually have a minute of silence, I believe to be in solidarity with New York. So let's timekeeper. All right, okay, so we'll just have some silent time for a minute. coming tonight. I really want to congratulate everyone here and ourselves and the world, because it's been a month since Occupy Wall Street started. I know we were talking about this a couple days ago, but it's just completely like mind-blowing how much has changed in a month, and I feel like so much space has been opened and so many new conversations have started, and it can only, get bigger and bigger and bigger. So pretty amazing, and we should definitely just take time when things get hard and things get tiring and things get personally trying, because a lot of people are putting a lot of energy and effort and care, and that's all really hard work, that we should really remember, this is hard, it's difficult, in the beginning especially, it's some of the hardest work, I think, because we're setting up things, we're building and we're birthing something. So if anyone has ever given birth before that's here, it's not necessarily the easiest thing in the whole world. So, all right, to introduce ourselves,
My name is Matthew Bird. I'm going to be co-facilitating.
Okay, I'm Amy Hamilton, and I'm co-facilitating with Matthew, and
We have a note taker. Can you introduce yourself?
Veronica Nash.
Victor will be doing time. I don't know where he ran off to. Victor's right there. And who's our vibes watcher? Smoke Chef will be our vibes watcher. So right now, since food has arrived, if anybody's hungry, you want to get food now, and we'll get this really rolling in about 3 minutes if everyone can just get food if they're hungry. So we'll have a 3-minute break for food since it arrives.
It's fine.
Anthony Martin, you know him? He owns the domain name.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But I looked him up the other day,
Right.
and he was that's right there, Anthony
Okay.
Martin.
Okay.
And so that's for
Address.
Occupy
Okay.
And he's a musician from Ohio, and he's living here now. That's all I know.
Okay.
I looked up his website.
Right. Okay. And he's on tour. Is he still on tour? Yeah. Yeah. I know that's been the problem.
Yeah. Okay. So you want me to just ask around and see if anybody
Yeah.
sent to the camper?
Yeah. I think it was he originally posted that he was getting the domain and stuff on Facebook, but I mean, so much has been done since then.
All right.
I used to be, as I aged. Well, writing on I started an article. One spoke from one thing. That way they are actual proposals. I suppose that we come up with.
This is a live stream. Can I look at your suit? Can't see it very well.
Hers is prettier.
It's prettier.
Chili. I didn't know they had
We
chili.
need a better light on this.
Dang it, some fire.
Yep. I talked to Bill Hammond today with the National Lawyers Guild, and we have an appointment on Thursday at 2 p.m. to speak with him. Free consultation, and he will represent everybody that Occupy Asheville ought to reduce. 2 p.m. at his office on Market Street. at 17 Market Street. Thursday.
Thursday.
2 p.m.
I'll
write it down. I'll write it down for you. I'm going to announce it. He said that he would represent everybody from free consultation and reduced. Welcome. I need to tell Natalie too. One day we will get away. We know this character, don't we? These two? Best for peace? Can you make them out in their shadowy images?
Are you doing this for the occupation?
Yeah, the live stream. It's not, it's very dark. It's
So you must be
so dark,
working with
but
David Ireland.
yeah, well, we're all kind of doing different things, so we all need to come together, and we all just started doing it on our own. You know, everybody wanted to get the live stream out there and going. So yeah. We have the Occupy Asheville YouTube page.
Have you met Ron Guerrero?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know.
He's working with.
Oh, he's working with you.
He's in the media.
Maybe he could be on the show.
I used to be one of the hosts. And we talked to Howard Finn and
Yes, I was there for
Naomi Wolf. Yeah. Naomi Wolf. She was great. And,
As you come back from getting food, I'm really going to encourage everyone to come as far forward as you can. Please, even if you want to, whatever. Because at this time, it's so hard to see people, and it's hard to sell. It's hard to buy stuff. So it's really helpful for us to all be able to hear each other well.
Pick the lights be better. Stuff like that. Yeah, we've got 4 people watching. We had somebody from LA and Philadelphia watching last night. The agenda tonight is about city council meetings. A, nominate a liaison. B, breakout groups. C, consensus on CC agenda. City council. Okay.
Right, Bob. If you can hear me, tap your head. If you can hear me, touch your nose. If you can hear me, lean to one side.
Your neighbor.
Doesn't matter. I'm not the leader. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I know. I'm saying like working report back. Okay, cool. Working group announcements. A very pertinent announcement. Or should we just?
I have a very pertinent announcement. Very important.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we can do hand signals. Okay. Can you do that? We can't have anybody. You know what I mean?
Can I?
But wait. You said we could do it, and then we could have on at time.
So, can we have somebody else volunteer to do time? Somebody got to watch on them. Okay. So, Fox is going to do time for us, and Victor's actually going to keep stack.
Okay.
So, Victor, can you explain what stack is real fast for anybody who doesn't know?
Okay. So SAC is a list of people that are in line waiting to express their opinion or concern. You raise your hand, get on stack. What we have is a system where if you're in the minority that is not a white male and you want to speak, you're going to be put in line in front of other people that are already expressed themselves. So we get feedback from all cultures and both sexes.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so hand signals.
Hand signals.
For people that haven't been here before, you're going to see all sorts of weird hand signals. So that you know what it all means. If you like something that you're hearing, okay, if you really disagree with something that you're hearing, you want to express that, you can do it down, twinkle. If you have something, there's kind of the perfect time to say something, and that's when you want to raise your hand, right?
Just a regular. So if we ask for friendly amendments to a proposal, you can raise your hand and get on stack to make a friendly amendment. That's pretty much the main time you're going to raise your hand.
That's pretty much
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Point of process is, for instance, if somebody gets called on stack for a friendly amendment and they start talking about a totally different subject, like, I really didn't like the food we had today, that is when you use point of process to get, either the facilitator is going to do that, or we ask you guys to participate in it. If we see point of process, we're going to call the person out for being off topic. There is a time to express those things, but we have to stay on topic.
Think of it as like if you were like driving like a carriage, you know, and the horses are kind of like going over here, and you're like, wait a minute, no, you just have to rein the thing in. We're not being impolite here. We're just trying to keep on the course that we've decided together. So, yes.
So if you've been here in the past, you've had two hand signals that we combined into one that New York is using. This is a point of interest, or inquiry. This is if you have a factual response or a question about a factual item, not an opinion. So, for instance, if somebody says, General Assemblies meet at 6 o'clock on weekdays, you could throw your hand up and do this, and staff will call on you, and at that point you could correct the person and say, no, we meet at 7 o'clock on weekdays for General Assembly. Or you could throw this up and ask, is that when General Assemblies meet, or is that when soapbox happens? So that is a factual question, not a question about somebody's opinion. Do you understand that? Okay.
Right. So like, just to make sure we're all on the same page, like, okay, what if I raise, I'm like, woo, and I get called on, I'm in stack, and I say, wait a minute, I think that we should do this. Is that like the right thing to be saying? Like, is that going to work as part of our process?
So, just, if you have your hand up like this, think about what you're going to say. If it's an I statement, this is not correct. All right. And the only other hand signal we have is speak up. So thumb up in the air, not finger, because that's...
No, absolutely.
Okay. So we have somebody with a question. Go
Okay,
ahead.
and one more thing also is that we're going to do physical stack tonight because you want to do physical stack, right? Okay, good. That means like when you raise your hand, you can come. He'll acknowledge you. Come down or whatever. It's just a nonverbal thing. And we form a line. Here, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
One second. Okay, so there'll be a line like here.
Behind the backpack.
Behind the backpack. And you'll talk to Victor just kind of like, oh, this is what I want to say. And so that's just a way of sort of organizing it, And then what Victor was referring to as far as progressive stack is when people who haven't been heard as much, kind of like in our larger society, kind of get the opportunity to skip and be in front. So if you see someone being skipped to the front, that's why, okay?
So I missed two hand signals. Sorry about that, folks. One of them is block. Block is for when we call for a consensus on things. We got good vibes, we got bad vibes. And a block is a very, very strong statement saying that you will actually leave the group if it's consented upon. It's so strong that you will leave the group. And we don't want to have any blocks, ever. So if there's only one block, the Vibes Watcher will come up to you and try and come up with a friendly amendment to get your block removed and a friendly amendment formed.
Wait, somebody comes walk up to you? You instead of like the whole group?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that way it doesn't distract from the whole group.
That way the whole group isn't like suspended by the whole block.
And the last one is this, and that means that you've been talking too long and you haven't formulated your statement, so you need to wrap it up.
Yeah, you can also like raise an eyebrow when you're doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna read the another opening thing. This Occupy Asheville General Agreement. So this was consent to, I mean, agreed upon by the General Assembly about, I guess, last Thursday. So, open to revision. It's a new document, so you can be formulating your opinions about this document as I read it. Okay. In our collective action with the Occupy Asheville movement, as we assert our right to peaceably assemble, we acknowledge the serious nature of the work before us. We began with these general agreements. We will strive for unity and cooperation in our diversity. Keep a clear, aware, and alert mind. Promote peaceful solutions to conflict. Respect the dignity of all persons. Protect the living environment. Maintain clean and safe surroundings. Reflect in our actions the common good we seek. Base our solidarity on respect for the diversity of nonviolent tactics and plans of other direct action groups. That means other, any affinity groups that's, performing actions around town that are associated with Occupy Asheville. Strive to refrain from initiation of offensive violence against any person. Keep any debate or criticism internal to the movement, avoiding any public or media denunciation of fellow activists and actions. That needs to be explained a little bit. That means we don't go into interviews with the Citizen Times and say, I don't like what she is doing. Please make it stop, everyone. We try to figure those things out, like in this space, without making a big deal about it to people that, they aren't involved in this space, right? Okay. But that doesn't mean that there's been some kind of question like, what does internal to the movement mean? Is there an internal part? Like, this is the internal to the movement part, okay? Oppose any state repression of speech and dissent, including surveillance, infiltration, disruption, and violence. Not assist law enforcement actions against activists and others, except in the instance of extreme physical violence and with explicit agreement of persons immediately affected by the violence. Encourage our own processes of restorative justice by the people of the Occupy Asheville movement, and leave this document open for revision. Okay, that's it.
Okay, so if I can get a representative from all the working groups up for report back, I think we're going to start with Treasury. But any working groups with report back for tonight, if something needs to be added to the agenda, now would be the time to bring that up as a working group.
As we're coming down and we're getting ready for that, this is a donation thingy. I'm going to pass it around. If you want to donate, you can put it in here. Does anyone else want to donate or whatever?
I can have it.
Here, okay?
Okay, well, if anyone, it's here. If anyone wants it, it's here. Okay. Do we have any?
They're using a bank too for donations.
Huh?
I think that is awesome.
I know, right?
I had to comment on the live stream because I can't see very well. I can hear everything, but until we get some better lighting, yeah.
I wanted to do them earlier.
Yeah, and there's some kids that want to go. So, we have to just bring it up, see if we could change the time to 6 o'clock.
Actually. Because they go on for a few hours.
There's a lot of people that just get home, get off at 5.
It's a good compromise.
Yeah. And the time, you know, it's really not going to matter because the time's going to change anyway.
Yeah.
And it's still going to be just this dark.
Yeah, true.
Oh, my treasurer.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good idea.
We have a few pieces of business we like to address. One is not all of the people who've been dispersed funds have turned in all of their receipts yet. It's very important. Keep up with your receipts, and this way we're accountable to everyone. Here's where the money went. Here's the receipt to prove it. Simple as that. There's another item. There is a donation vessel missing.
Wow.
We hope that turns out before the end of the General Assembly today. Yeah, it's a semi-clear plastic food container, approximately it's more, but not long. 6 by 4 by 6.
Is it full of money?
And there was some money in it last time I saw it. Not too much, and I'm sure it'll show up. Thank you from the Treasury for people who donated other than funds, like Clark from the bike store down there, all of the food donors, and several others that I don't have names for. We did turn down one request for disbursement. That was from the camping group. They asked for money from the Treasury for tobacco. I didn't feel like it was a good idea to do that. I'm a smoker, so I kicked in a few bucks because those folks aren't working and they can't support their vice. But I think the Treasury funds are needed elsewhere. I hope. Hello? Good. We did add 2 assistants. And Bob, who's here just a minute ago, both volunteered to assist the Treasury. Anyone else who'd like to do so, please feel free. It's going to end up, we hope, a committee that can take care of and answer all problems.
This is my backup battery.
We don't. Contact myself, Don, co-treasurer. We're here at every General Assembly. We don't have regular meetings. We've dispersed so far $422.70. We've had donations in the amount of $1,066.78, and we have $644 on hand in the Treasury. At last count, I think there's more. We haven't counted this donation vessel, which came from the bank. It's beautiful. Any questions? Otherwise, I'm through.
Yeah, Jack, I got to call him.
Okay.
Where?
Okay.
Speak up, please.
This person. I just want to know if there's a way of lending something as opposed to donating it.
Lending.
Lending, yeah. Like, can I give you a flashlight that I would hope to get back one day?
That would be for one of the working groups, right?
Well, I don't know if the Treasury would say like the
No,
donations.
the Treasury runs on donations. It's in the rules.
Okay.
Or I beg your pardon, in the policy.
Claire?
It's okay.
My question of your disbursements is what are the categories, and what category has the largest disbursement?
So far, the largest single disbursement has been to food. The categories are. We've tried to arrange for each working group to have a submittal form. I don't think they all have one, but the Treasury has one of the exact same forms for dispersal at discretion. Discretionary spending, you could say.
I just wondered if it was like copying is much more money going into copying,
I see.
or more money going into the
Right.
gas,
Okay.
the
The two biggest expenses so far have been gasoline for the different groups and paper products for the different groups as well.
That's fine.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Macon. I'm with the Bank Account Closure Working Group. We're working to
Can't hear you.
we're working to encourage people to move their money out of big banks and invest in local credit unions. I have an email list. If you want to be on it, come talk to me. On Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we're going to be posting people outside of different big banks, handing out information packets and explaining what bank transfer day is on November 5th. It's the day for people to move their money. So I'm going to be creating a kind of an information pamphlet to hand out, and if anyone wants to be involved with that, just talk to me. Thank you.
We got
Wednesday at 1 o'clock. We'll meet in Central Park.
Also, during the group, we decided that tomorrow we'll meet here at 6:30 to,
Tomorrow at 6:30.
Yeah, can you repeat that a little louder?
Tomorrow at 6:30 in Pitchford Park, we'll meet the bank account closure group. Did everyone get that? Thank you.
No, this is what we're doing. All right. Hey, I'm Matthew. I'm from the spirituality group. Last night we got about 17 massages done, and there was a Qigong session about an hour and a half that went on for between 8 and 9 people at tops, but it kept rotating out. We are looking forward to set up a physical space down at the encampment. It's going to be called Heart Space. It's going to be a centralized area for healing. If you want to offer, prayers or intentions, wishes, bring candles, drop off incense, Palo Santo, sage. There was some smudging going on. We'd appreciate that very much. We've made some contacts in the community with Earth Haven, so we'll probably get some herbs from their apothecary, and as well as Points of Light has possibly been able to donate some crystals and been able to do some body work that they're coming down to look to do. And then we've discussed a flash meditation, which has been taking place in most of the occupied cities, and we're looking to do that on the new moon, which is going to be on the 26th, and we have the time set up within the next 2 days. And if you want to come check out the meeting, Thursday over at the tree, we'll be there at 12 and 6:30 if you want to come. If you want to offer services, we have about 32 individuals signed up. Shamanic, prayers, massage, a bunch of body work. If you guys want to come on board and join on, we're more than welcome. So thank you. 5 tree, that big tree right there. That tree right there, right? Thursday, it'll be 12 o'clock and 6:30. We have 2 meetings. If people can't make the earlier, they can make the later. Anything else?
Hi, my name's Steve. I work with a Nonviolent Direct Action Training Group. This weekend we had 2 or 3 on-the-street workshops training people in nonviolent strategies and tactics. It worked out really well. We did one yesterday afternoon down under the bridge on Lexington Avenue with about 15 people. And we will be doing more of these periodically, and so pay attention, and you can all join. We encourage everyone here to participate in these, especially anybody who's going to do actions that are in any way militant or confrontational, because there's always a danger of somebody responding to you with violence. And the more training you have in this, we do role-playing and things like that, it will help you kind of think through how you want to respond to that. And on Wednesday at 4 o'clock at the Wall Street Coffee Shop next to Jubilee, our group is having a meeting to brainstorm about new forms of direct action that we might undertake in the near future. So please come if you can. That's 4 o'clock on Wednesday in the Wall Street Coffee Shop. Any questions?
Do you know when the next nonviolent training is going to be?
Claire, have we got one scheduled yet?
Have what scheduled?
A nonviolent training scheduled.
There'll be some up soon. We just want to create the interest now. So why don't you give your email?
Yeah, give me your email. That's what I do.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey folks, my name's Bob. We sat in on the media committee, and as we're starting to work on the website, we're seeing a problem. I've seen a problem that I've seen several places, and that is that we don't have a legal framework for ourselves. We can't have a checking account. The ownership of the website is in one person's name. And we've been running into these roadblocks. And we're requesting that the legal people figure out what needs to be done to give us the minimum amount of organization and structure.
I think we can bring that to legal team now.
Okay. Just to let you know that it's impacting.
And hold on, any questions?
Yes. And what is the name of this working group, essentially?
It's the media working group.
It's the media working group.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Fighting us on the website right now.
When we're asking and answering questions for the people who are up here, if we could still speak up, because those questions still have reference to the whole General Assembly.
So what was that again? Sorry, I missed that.
Okay. The question was what group? And my answer was the media group, and we're running into it with the website kind of issues. And I suspect I've spoken to Mike. He's running into the problem with Treasury. Hope we can move forward on that and get the priority.
My name's Wayne.
Sir, can you come up again? There's still direct questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Question.
Do you have a suggestion on what we can do to
Well,
help?
there is a legal team. There is a thing called a nonprofit association in North Carolina. And basically, if you were a bowling league or a sewing circle or any group like that, it's a minimum amount of paperwork.
We have a point of process. I'm sorry. So.
Yes.
It's not for General Assembly.
We're gonna keep working on this, but not continue taking up like.
Yeah. When is there a working group about this?
No, at this point we're just trying to make people aware that there's a problem in media. It's hitting us back here, and it's going to bite a lot of other things before we're done.
Let's make a note of that.
That's what I'm saying. We're hanging out.
Not this one.
So it's like status, legal status.
Hi, my name's Wayne again. Good news. We got 2 porta potties delivered today at Lexington.
Thank you.
I do want to say we are taking all donations to Lexington Avenue now. We're taking all food donations to Lexington Avenue now. I can't avoid.
We're taking all food donations to Lexington Avenue now, and all monetary donations
all the monetary
to
donations
Lexington Avenue now.
Yes. No. And
Do you have anything? Just what? Do you have any more?
no.
Okay.
I was down there today and I noticed that among the donations was a huge box of plastic purses. And I'm wondering if we can't be clear that the types of donations that you want.
So let's keep moving on. Yeah. Okay. That's a good observation.
What we want, what we're really needing is gloves, socks, underwear, men and women, and
Scarves.
tents,
First aid.
pillows,
Breathing mask.
First aid.
a bunch
Particle
of
mask.
Kittens.
Okay.
I'm looking your lips.
I'm moving out of my house, so I have a lot of stuff to get rid of. Is there any way like maybe somebody could have like a truck or something to move like I would donate so much stuff, clothes. It's really just I don't talk.
We'll talk with you.
Yeah, you could.
Any other
That'd
questions?
be the last resort.
Just a quick question.
Are you talking about the donation of funds as well?
Yes.
Do you have a donation vessel?
Yeah, we got one set down there.
I wonder if that's a safe place for it.
Huh?
I wonder if that's a safe place.
Yeah. We're going to discuss this later.
Yeah.
This is going to come up later. So that's a good...
I'm just trying to get
Yeah.
feedback.
Okay, cool. So that's it to know. Just so everyone knows, there's a sign with a list of needs for the campers at the campsite on a big cardboard sign. Awesome. If you want to donate. Okay.
Question about this.
Hold on.
Just name of the working group.
It's
Comfort.
Comfort.
Includes food.
That includes food too, so.
Is that the same sign that's on the Facebook page?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The same time.
Okay, so moving along. We have our first agenda item. Do we have something before that?
Yeah, we do actually. Just a quick announcement from the security working group.
We're having a security training for any people who are interested in helping keep us safe tonight. We're having a security training for any people who are interested in joining us in our adventure of being safe on Lexington Avenue. Right after the General Assembly, we have a trained professional, Ryko. He's been doing it for over 12 years. He's certified, and he's going to teach us great tactics and methods in dealing with things in a non-violent way. I don't know if you know, but we've had some alcohol incidents and such things like that. So we need some good level-headed people who want to come down and maybe devote maybe 2 hours in a night just to watching over us. After the meeting, come see us. We're right down here. It'll be great. Down here, but we're going to be here.
Questions about these announcements. We're going to get to the announcements.
Fox and Ryko. Yeah, we'll be doing that right after the meeting here in Pitcher Park. We'll be right over there near that pretty rock. Thank you.
Bill Allman, he's a local attorney with the National Lawyers Guild. I spoke with him today, and he is offering free consultation to anybody involved with Occupy Asheville, and also a reduced rate for his legal services as well. So I have his number, and we will have it at camp, and we will pass it out to everybody so they know his number.
Can you announce that now?
Yep. His number is 236-1808.
What's his name? Bill Allman?
Bill Allman, A-U-M-A-N.
Thank you.
And his office is 17 Market Street, Suite 1.
Okay.
It's 236-1808. And we have a meeting on Thursday with the 3 that were ticketed over the weekend to talk with him at his office Thursday at 2 p.m.
I'm Victor with the Outreach Working Group. We have about 20 members right now. What we're looking to do is hand out flyers, educate people, reach out to various types of communities, churches, just neighborhoods. If you want to be a part of outreach, please come talk with me after the General Assembly. Thanks.
Okay, and one more. Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I got to step out of my role as facilitator right now. My name is Matthew. A couple days ago, we formed a working group to create a list of demands. That list is growing and it's building, and we're getting a lot of great ideas. We do not have it ready to call for consensus yet. We're going to bring each item up for consensus, hopefully on Wednesday. I believe that we don't have a time for our next meeting. Is there anybody here who was on that working group who can raise their hand right now? Okay. Is there an online spot to find that document yet? For the demand?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
So, on the Occupy Asheville website, by the latest tomorrow morning, there will be a new tab that says, well, there's a current tab that says demands. We're going to start using that with our growing list of demands, and hopefully by Wednesday we can bring it forward for consensus. That's all.
I'm Glow Lady. Together with Brother Zachary, we are going to go down and we are going to put the permit in our name on Lexington Avenue. I don't do well with drunk obnoxious, so I have a hard hat that says Super Bitch, and I'm going to make sure that it's nice and peaceful down there at night. So that's one of the reasons that Brother Zachary and I are going to go and put it in our name. We also are going to speak with them about barricades. Okay, that's all I got.
So, just to clarify on that, there is an agenda to talk about the city council meeting. Anything that we want them to talk about and discuss is adding to the permit or changing with the permit. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. But other than that, the only thing that Glow Lady and Zachary are going to be doing is signing the permit into their name as opposed to being in Jen Foster's. So just for clarification on that.
Okay, what time is it? Oh, that's right, you're not talking. 7:50? 7:52!
Okay, so just real fast, I know there's a few of you out there who want to make proposals. We're going to save personal announcements and proposals till after our agenda item, and then at the end of GA, there will be a chance to actually form working groups to form proposals to bring to the GA. So the time for announcements on that will be at the end, and that'll be directly after this one agenda item. So how much time do we want to spend in breakout groups? Okay.
We have discussion first, right?
Yeah, we have discussion.
So there's 3 parts to this one? Right. Okay. We're discussing the city council meeting, which is happening tomorrow.
County Commission meeting is tomorrow.
So not the city council.
City council is next Tuesday.
Got it. Okay. Thanks. County Commission meeting tomorrow.
City.
County Commission. What I'm hearing is that the county meeting is tomorrow, and the city council meeting is next Tuesday, not tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we'll be discussing the tomorrow's meeting. Is that what you're proposing?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be discussing just tomorrow, not the following Tuesday meeting, the city council. Just the county meeting. Okay. So we have 3 parts to this one. Okay. So
we had originally decided to nominate the liaisons. However, we have 2 volunteers for that. That would be Zachary and Glow Lady, as you heard. So first off, do we have any blocks to those 2 people being the new names on the permit?
before we go for blocks, maybe we should see if there's any other people, right? The stuff, if it's blocks, we'll do that at the end. Is there anyone else who's interested in being the
signer on the permit?
Name on the permit. Okay.
Can I just say that there are clauses in the permit that are tabled?
That's what the in theory.
Okay. Question. What does that mean, signer on? I know what it means to sign, but
it means you will be the responsible name on the permit, and if there is a legal issue about the camp, it is possibly going to fall on you.
Who was that?
The current person has decided she does not want that responsibility, and she wants her name taken off the permit.
Who's that?
That would be Jen Foster. And so we've had 2 volunteers, Brother Zach and Glow Lady, for that. Is there anybody else who would like to take on that responsibility? Okay.
Okay, just to clarify, I am not clear. Is this the same permit that was gotten last week already for our camp site?
Yes.
Okay, so we already have the permit. Just one second. We already have the permit. The name is going to be transferred from the name that's currently on there to either one or two people's names. So we have to volunteer for those new people. Now, another thing that I'm not clear about, and this is me as a facilitator speaking, is that I think we should all be clear on the responsibility of those people, not just the legal ramifications, but those people are expected to go to meetings, I'm assuming, but I'm not really clear on the other responsibilities. So does anyone else have input on that?
Specifically.
Is the lady still here? Okay, do you have any idea about that?
We are signing that we are responsible, which is one of the reasons that I will be staying there pretty much as possible.
Okay.
And it's just saying that I am responsible for what goes on. I signed the permit, that I will make sure that there's no crap that happens.
So, but then you're also like the liaison, right?
I've been going and speaking to the city and the county for a long time, yeah.
So the signer and the liaison is the same position?
No.
Okay, so are we, I'm
that
asking.
is on the agenda, who you would like to nominate in order to go and speak to the county commissioner and to the city council on behalf of the total group. I myself.
We're going to have breakout groups to talk about fixing the tabled items, and that's it.
Okay.
So
Just one sec. Okay, so we have on here that we are supposed to be nominating our liaison, which, as I understand it, is separate from the signing person.
Yes.
Okay? So that's our first point.
Hey.
No. We have signees, right? We have
Yeah.
Two of them.
Yeah, we need
Well,
let's get a good definition of that liaison.
I think it is running it
It's a good thing.
because it's not mixing well. And the reason
Louder, Zachary.
the reason is I think
Right.
people
Yeah.
have a little something about it because if we do it this way, we could run into problems of them railroading us into some places that we don't want to be. Is that the feeling? I mean,
I'm trying to
I'm
figure out
not-
what's going on.
Not to interrupt you. It's sounding to me like we might need to have some discussion right now.
I think that's the best. And then we
short discussion.
clarify. Yeah.
I'm a little unclear. I think
Yes.
some other people might be unclear. Raise your hands if you feel quite unclear on what's happening.
How do you say unclear?
Unclear. Okay, so how long do we want to spend just on a short discussion? Okay? What was that?
Unclear on what?
Okay.
We'll talk about it, but about 5 minutes? Is that good for people? 5 twinkle.
Can we, when we have the information in all the breakout groups about the unclearness about what was already agreed upon?
We can make sure to have that information
Okay.
before we break out.
And I think that needs to be decided first. Then we can go to the signees and the liaison.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Do you want to propose to change that order?
Sure.
Okay.
I think just do one thing at a time. Is to know what was on the permit
Right.
and what's disagreed upon, and then come as one whole.
Okay, so why don't you announce what's on the permit?
I don't know.
I don't either. Does anybody know what's on our permit?
I heard it till April is what I heard. This is not hard.
Does anyone
This is not
have
hard to believe.
Okay.
I was elected by you guys to represent us. Martin, yeah. Okay. For the council, so I saw the permit with the lawyers and everybody. Anthony, by the way. The first was pets. We obviously have pets. That was a thing that we had to come to agreement to with the city. The dome that we have is a 20 by 20 geodesic dome, and one of the stipulations it has to have a fire retardant roof. So like some sort of material that's flame retardant for the dome to meet fire codes.
Okay.
There was also an issue. We have a bus that we're going to be parking. It's going to be a solar bus, and we're probably going to be parking that in the parking lot. And one of the stipulations was to have vehicles permanently parked there. That was another stipulation. We wanted to have the bus permanently parked there, or at least be able to if we wanted to. And that was another thing the city had to get back to us on. The electricity issue, it's looking like it's going to be waived for the fees. But the electricity union guy came by today and hooked it up, and he's just waiting for the go-ahead from the city to hook up the electricity.
Nice. Just hold on, please, see if he remembers.
Was there anything else?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there was one regarding the usage of amplification, and that's been tabled. And there was another one saying there will be no use of signs outside of this event, the event being the underpass. That has also been tabled. And this is the issue that was being regarded in the 10-minute video that is on our YouTube channel that was taken by Glow Lady.
Do you want to state like where you can find that video?
On the YouTube channel.
What's the under?
Does anybody know the name of the channel? I look up
OccupyAsheville.org. Yeah, OccupyAsheville.org, find it.
So if you search for Occupy Asheville on YouTube, it will come up.
Also, yeah, if you search for Occupy Asheville, go to channels, or just look at the postings and click on the Occupy Asheville channel.
But like, what's the video called, you know?
Oh, something regarding city council.
I was saying it's on the Occupy Asheville site. Get it on the OccupyAsheville.org site.
Occupy Asheville City meeting and the date.
Right.
Friday.
And that is called that on the website, you mean?
Yeah.
That's what it's under. It's under Glow Lady. GLOLADY on YouTube, and you can't find it anywhere else.
Okay, great. Do you have anything else for the staff? The things that were, sorry, do you have a clarification on that? Okay, we're going to
We had a
get
couple
that.
people on stack first, actually.
But wait, before we go to staff, I just want to make sure we have everything.
One more clarification. The rule for the dogs as of now, they can't be tied to any parking posts or tied to anything, but they do have to be on a leash. You can't let your dogs roam around free. They have to be on a leash in your hand at all times, as of now.
Good. You should be under control.
Zachary, I want to see if we're on the same page here. Are these things what you're talking about as kind of the things that are up in the air? Okay.
We need to decide what is in disagreement with that thing. And I think that... Can we take it to the working group? Just the working group. Yeah, we can take it to the working group.
Okay, and to clarify, are any of these things to be discussed at time next Tuesday?
Yeah. You are correct, Matt.
We're out of time. How much more time do you want to add? 5, 10 minutes?
No, we don't probably need to add 10. But 2, I heard.
2 minutes? 2 minutes?
2 minutes. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right. 2 more minutes for this general kind of like information download. Okay. 2 minutes. I have a list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that are kind of still up in the air and in discussion that are, I'm not sure if they're not included on the permit or if they're going to be, I don't understand quite how this is going to be changing or whatever.
One other thing, sorry, just kind of remembering everything as it comes. Open flames. We're not allowed to have open flames. That was also another thing that we were going to try and get changed. So all the things I've mentioned are to be determined by the city council. Whether that happens tomorrow that we figure it out or from a week from now, we're kind of waiting for them to get their word back and see what we can do.
Are we open to that? Do you have something important, Ron?
Well, I feel like there's some confusion about the county meeting and the city meeting.
Very true.
All right? The city is who the permit is being negotiated with, and that won't come up until next Tuesday. So we do need to figure out the issues with the permit. But in terms of the Buncombe County Commissioners meeting, we need to decide whether there's anything to liaise with them or not, or whether to send somebody there to speak with them or not. And if so, what about? I'm very unclear as to what business we have with Buncombe County, and I don't think that we need to talk to them personally.
Can anyone come forward who has a definitive idea about what is going to be discussed with Buncombe County Commissioners tomorrow? What's going to be the content of that meeting?
I personally think that...
Can you come down or speak up really loud or something?
You know clearly what it's going
I think we should they meet every other week. Unless we have something really important, we should not go in front of them.
My question, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry to be rude, but my question is, like, does anyone that was planning on being there or has been involved in this process have clarity, not opinions, like, I mean, just what is material at this point to be discussed?
Point of information.
Okay.
Is it on computer? Perhaps it's on already out there somewhere.
It would be on...
I'm not sure because I've never been to their meeting. But don't you think it'd be?
Thank you. Okay. We have finished with that allotment of time. Just give me a sec here. We have clarified that this discussion right now only pertains to what's happening tomorrow. It's not even clear if there is going to be a meeting, it seems to me. Does that sound about right to everyone else? Tonight? No, just hold on. Let me just try to skate, and then we'll get going. It's okay. Am I? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm trying to understand, because I'm not clear on what's happening. I go every... Okay. You have a proposal.
I have an
Thank
actual
you.
proposal.
Okay. There we go.
So I would propose that we break out into working groups like we stand, and if working groups of 5 to 8, we talk for, let's say, 15 minutes, and decide if we want to talk to the county commissioner's office at all, and if so, what do you want to talk about? And then we get back together, and if nobody wants to talk to county commissioners, then it's a non-issue. And that way we can move on.
Okay, how do we feel about 15 minutes? How do we feel about 10 minutes?
So working groups?
10 minutes.
That is fine.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, thanks. I'll give that. Just one sec. Okay, how do we feel about 5 minutes? Okay, I saw 10 with the most twinkles here, so we're going to break out. But before we break out,
I've been to every county commission meeting this year. And if you don't think that there's anything going on behind those closed doors, you're about as fooled as the rest of the world. There's a lot of corruption that's going on. There's a lot of people's voices that are being ignored. The county commissioners have stricken the public's voice from the official record. It has who spoke, but not what they spoke about. I feel that it's very important that you go and see how the public is treated. The public's voice does not matter. They ignore you. I, for one, am going to go and I am going to speak. It doesn't matter what is on the agenda, because somebody has got to hold the county commissioners accountable. Period. I mean, if you don't like your government, then don't bitch if you don't do something about it. Period.
okay, before we break up, does anyone have major information they feel like they really do not have before we break out? Raise your hand if so right now. Okay, good. Yes.
I guess it's a small question. Okay. So the list of issues for the permit, that is just something that we are talking to the city about. County has nothing to do with it.
Yes, exactly right. I'm going to restate that. Just one sec.
Right.
Okay, I don't know your name.
Veronica.
Veronica was clarifying, kind of questioning these things that we just listed out, you know, that Anthony came forward and said this whole list of about the pets and the this and this. Those things aren't being discussed now. We're discussing now the meeting tomorrow. At the meeting tomorrow, there's no determined content. But if I understand, Glow Lady's saying, you know, we should bring something to commissioners, right? Okay. Just present, be there. Okay. So, and then there was Mark.
Oh, I've lost my thing.
Okay. So we're gonna break out. Okay.
Does anybody have a smartphone? We can just look up the agenda for tomorrow. That would kind of clear
that would be
something
helpful.
up.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Somebody just break out a smartphone and go and look up Buncombe County Commissioners meeting agenda for tomorrow.
Wow.
That'll
Here
kind
I
of
can
fix it.
While we do our breaking outie movement, can you just wait one second? Okay, go ahead. Okay, it's okay. No,
Okay, so to clarify, Buncombe County are the people that are deciding whether we get to occupy Pack Park. City Council is where we have the permit for the bridge. So tomorrow, we're going to go and talk to them about occupying the actual park. Buncombe County is in charge of that park. The City Council couldn't help us get the park. Buncombe County is. So when you go into your work groups, that's the focus. How do we want to occupy the park? How fast do we want to do it?
If we want to occupy the park.
If we would like to occupy the park.
I'll just wait off. I got you.
This is kind of a big turning point in our movement here. We have to have all our minds literally come together to work this out in a way that we see is good for the town and for the people and for the homeless and for the whole movement itself. This makes or breaks us basically, because this is what's going to springboard us to the other movements in the state if we get this park. So think about that when you talk with each other.
Okay, I would direct.
I have a different understanding of it as far as I can tell from being at the city council meeting, which I believe you attended and spoke at.
Yes.
City council controls that park. They're the ones who decide whether
They
or not
patrol it, but they don't have the permit authority to give us the park. They express that explicitly. That you guys, we'll refer you to Buncombe County. You guys have to deal with that through them.
Okay. Sorry, point of process. As facilitator here, we've shifted our agenda item basically 3 times, and the fact of the matter is this is an issue that needs to be talked about at the very beginning, and we are not possibly going to come to a consensus on what we want to talk about with the county commissioner if we're going to talk about actually creating a completely new permit.
Right.
And
Amen.
Hold on, let him finish.
So, with the original subject matter, we need to have a quick consensus on our transfer of title for the permit down on Lexington Avenue.
Okay.
So, that was the beginning of this agenda item. We've gotten way off.
It's all good. It's all good.
Can we have a consensus that Zachary and Glow Lady are taking over the transfer of that permit? Okay.
City council permit.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, should we have any blocks to that?
Zachary, if I may speak.
Yeah.
How things change.
That was a curveball.
That's good.
I think what is the purpose of even discussing about changing the permit?
We're not talking about changing. We're just changing the title.
That's what I mean. The title. Okay? And I think that's how it begins to slide. And if we are using our energies in a way that's not serving us. One thing, I did get a text today about agreeing to sign, and Jennifer taking her name off. I think that happened last week about Jennifer. She is not here, and one thing this is really good because we are all together, but one thing that we should not do is go slip sliding before them. It has been done. Is it really necessary?
Do you have a proposal? Because it sounds
Yes,
like you might.
my proposal is to leave it as it is.
Right.
With your name on.
No.
No.
With
Jennifer's
Jennifer's
name
name
on it.
on it.
Point of information.
For right now.
Yes.
But I understand that Jennifer said that she did not want her name on there, but that was after the action of the GA. Okay? And so I think we need to first get with Jennifer and rehash that and then come back before the GA.
Okay. Okay. No, just one second. Can I? Okay. I heard.
I would say that we move the date, sign it, if Jennifer still wants her name on it.
But
Does that work?
we have. Let me just point of process here. Just a point of process. We asked for blocks, and we've heard from the first.
So he does not want his name on the thing.
You didn't block it.
That's not what he said.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's what he said.
Just real quick proposal, because that was a proposal, but it doesn't actually deal with the fact that it's tomorrow before our next GA. So, my proposal would be that, okay, I'm stepping out of my role as facilitator. We have a coach facilitator. Okay, I'm not coming back into my role as facilitator. I'm stepping out tonight. I'm no longer facilitating this. I have one proposal, and I'm going to probably leave after this. We have these people be on the permit if Jen Foster continues to want to have her name removed, knowing what happens tonight at the GA.
Are we calling for distance?
We have.
That's my only proposal. I'm stepping out now. Thank you.
Okay. So, just a sec. We're gonna just. Thank you. We're gonna keep our hands down for the moment.
Thank you, Matthew.
I'm gonna try to encapsulate the three things that I just heard. We had a proposal. Well, we had a call for consensus. Okay. That consensus did not make because I think I saw a block. Did I see a block?
Yeah, it's right there.
My block was. I saw a block over here.
Well, you seem two then.
So you were in fact blocking that, am I correct? You don't agree with that. You have a major concern, am I right?
I think let me have it as a major.
A major concern, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Which means like it could potentially, this is a major concern, potentially a block, okay? Just one sec. Then we had the person making an amendment, basically, to the proposal, which was that we wait. We wait. We don't change anything. We don't change anything tomorrow. We wait. Is that what I'm hearing? Heard that correctly? Okay. And then we had a third proposal. I don't remember what the third proposal was. Help me out here. That was him. And that was, he was saying he wanted to
Check with Jen.
Check with Jen.
check with Jen first, which is probably what he's doing now. And then you have something. What's yours?
I have spoken with Jen, and Jen wants her name off the permit. Jen was going to pull the frickin' permit.
Okay.
We have to have this signed by tomorrow, transferred by tomorrow at noon. Otherwise, do we still have a permit? The permit can get readapted when we go in front of City Council next Tuesday. I'm signing on the line that I'm going to be responsible. If that doesn't, I'm sure that somebody else, we need 2 signatures. That's all. That's so simple. All I wanted to do was come and say, hey, you know, it's getting changed. Jen doesn't want her name on it. Jen's not coming.
We understand. I think we.
You got the idea this time.
We got it.
Cool.
You got it.
Woo.
Thank you, Chloe.
Well, simple, quick, bam.
I think we got it, right? Yeah. Got it. Okay. So good. So we have a friendly amendment which is that we wait. Okay? We're not going to change it. This is our counter proposal. Let's see. Consensus first. We might change the name, but we're not going to do it right now. We're going to wait. Okay? Let's see how people feel about that. Up or down?
Who's camping and will it affect them? That's who should be voting because we're the ones that are occupied.
Yeah.
I know I have to have the floor to speak because it's so, how do you say that? Government-like? Okay. So.
Okay.
Oh, need a vibe check.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. waiting, not having the change of name, okay? How do we feel about that? Do we have anybody with an opinion on that? Yeah, I see down twinkle. I'm asking for up twinkle or down twinkle. We need to see better.
A lot of down
Waiting. This is on waiting. Waiting, down, twinkling. I'm seeing mostly down.
Okay.
Okay. We are out of time, I think, for this portion. So we need to add more time, it seems like to me. Yeah.
Yeah, this is your consensus for the next proposal.
The next proposal, which is...
To change it tomorrow to
changing it tomorrow.
Glow Lady Zach.
Yeah. Glow Lady and Zach. Changing it tomorrow for Glow Lady.
Or just Glow Lady.
And Zach.
But,
Okay. Do we have any blocks? I'm blocking it. Okay. Right block. Right here. Do we have another block or no?
Bob.
One block. Vibes. Where is our vibes? Okay. Do we have... So we have one block. We're going to have our vibes person talk with Lindsay about that.
Information.
Okay. And then the other, that was like all the proposed things, right? That pretty much covers it. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. So,
I just have a question. Zach, did I hear you say that you don't want to put your name on that lease at this moment because you're not, or did I hear something else?
You know, I'm with the GA, and it's not that I don't want to put my name there. What I am saying is that are we doing things that's taking more of our energy unnecessarily? And what is the whole purpose of going down there? If the permit is signed, it's signed. Okay.
Can I just ask you, what's the benefit of having a woman who doesn't want to be on the permit name be on there? Like, what benefit do we derive from maintaining her participation if she doesn't want it?
Okay. And I am willing.
That's a real question.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that. There were some points of order and some ways that came about that I have to be honest, I have some real issues about with the GA and how a person might have been influenced to take her name off. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All
So
right.
this is history that
Yeah.
we'll have to get into.
As a legal issue?
okay, one second.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. We have spent our allotted amount of time on this tonight. I'm feeling from this crowd that this is not exactly what we want to be talking about right now or why we're here. Is that correct? I really feel that. So I am going to suggest that we table this discussion for now.
The block has been removed.
The block has been
If we
removed.
want to reconsensus right now, we can.
Okay. So then, let's move on. Can we get consensus? Up if yes.
Changing names.
Consensus to changing names to both your name
Yes.
and
All right.
Glow Lady's name.
All right.
Woo! Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So
Got it.
now, the other facilitator suggested the breakout group that we do next. Before we, in fact, maybe do breakout groups, I would really like to hear just a popcorn from the people that are here. You know, what do you want to be doing right now here tonight? Why are you here? And I would like to hear this in about 5 seconds if possible. So I'd just like to get a read. Okay? Yes.
I have a proposal for work groups.
Okay. Proposal for a new work group? Just so you know, you don't have to make a proposal. You can start it. But it's a big one. Okay. You want okay.
One, say that it might help start a new working group if they actually were at the meeting.
Agreed. That's fine. I understand that. Okay. He was saying that he thinks it's helpful if they can, in fact, make their announcement during the GA if they want to start a new working group, which I agree with. Okay, what's yours? You agree? That's all you. That's why you're here. Okay.
We're going to do that announcement after the item.
Okay. Raise your hand if you have another why I'm here short statement. Yes.
shorts of this,
Right.
which was the identity of the 99, or if things have evolved into cocktails.
The identity.
Okay.
I'm here to see if the group is still focused on the core goals as members of the 99, or if Asheville is breaking down into conflict. I've been following you on the internet. I've been gone for 3 weeks.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Please don't follow the internet. Don't. Okay. All right. Okay. So I have one more hand.
Damn.
I can't hear you.
Speak up, please. Speak up, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm here for the hyper-democracy.
Okay, hyper-democracy. Okay, anything else? Okay, good. So, what I'm hearing now is that we have breakout groups for discussing these things that were that Anthony was talking about. You know, the issues that have been coming up with camping. Now, I would like to see a show of hands. Straw poll. Tell me. Raise your hand if you're interested in doing those breakout group discussions now. Okay? Raise your hand if you'd like to do something else now. That's not really clear to me, but I think I saw. No.
What's the working group going to be on? I'm sorry. What would the working group be on? Would it be on camping, or was it the tax place stuff, the county commissioner stuff, or the city commissioner stuff? That's where all the confusion began, in my opinion. I'm so confused about that.
I am too. Okay, so I'm going to ask that one more time. Please raise your hand if you're interested in breaking out 10 minutes in working groups to talk about the camping issues. Raise your hand high so we can see it, because I can't really see very well. Can someone do it like a count? Thanks. Okay.
If people are still confused about the county and the city, we can clarify that before you go into working group. But right now, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where's camping come from?
So like 10. Okay. Right? 10? Okay. 10. Okay. Now with the hands down. And if you're interested in doing something else, probably related to this popcorn that we just had, people, you know, wanting to make announcements and so on and so forth, please raise your hand now. How many?
You guys voted twice.
I didn't vote.
Oh, okay.
So how many?
That's 11 to 10.
Okay. Okay. So what is this? Who's the time person?
I'll get it. I got it.
It's 8:25.
I got it.
Okay. So we're gonna be it's 8:29. We're gonna be finishing up here. Okay. We're gonna be finishing up here in about 20 minutes. Okay.
Or we could do announcements.
What do you mean do announcements?
If people can do announcements after the...
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out now is what we're going to do next. Because I want to use our time here well together.
According to the votes, we all want to discuss, not the city meeting, we want to discuss what kind of announcements else we got.
Right.
We have a couple of working group announcements.
Just one sec. Okay, so I think it was like 10 to 11, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like half and half, okay? What I'm going to suggest is that we do announcements first, okay? And then we have a short breakout with the rest of our time. How does that sound to people? Give me... Okay. Any bad vibes about that one?
Not necessarily bad vibes. I just want to understand why do we have to do, it seems like somebody's insisting we have breakout groups. If we can get consensus without that, why do we have to do that?
Well, I don't think there's any proposal to get consensus on. So that's one thing.
I thought there were issues on there to get consensus.
Well, no, I didn't suggest that agenda item, so I don't even really know what the... You know what I mean? I'm not really clear.
Matthew, that's the agenda item.
And I haven't really felt a good reason.
Right, I kind of hear that. Yeah, I kind of hear that.
Wait, do the announcements and then...
Okay.
So,
what we're going to do now is have announcements. Thank you! Okay, so, with that, come down here, please, if you have announcements. Okay.
I'm going to read so it's a little more concise.
Yeah, can I get a light?
Okay. So, we already have working groups, some pertaining to food and other physical needs. We should consider having oversight for these groups to make sure we're all on track and prepared for winter. I would like to propose adding policy working groups. Seeing as how there are already demand work groups, policy work groups will work side by side with these. They would directly address current policies on a local, state, national, and world level, as well as introducing new policies to address the same. We should encourage all the passionate and research people who would like to be a part of this to begin the process. To be clear, these ideas should be introduced only after they have been consented upon. Not many. I suggest posting these proposals on and offline prior to making them official statements, or even before these reform policies are brought to discussion. Remember, we do not need consensus to begin research or do any work that could eventually be brought to General Assembly. The topics for these groups could also be consented upon. For example, I think there should be agricultural policy work groups. And then we agree. This shouldn't take long and would always be open for new topics. We could also add some additional structure to this by integrating these groups with other overlapping groups. Alright, well, one more page. It would require some money, but we could also create a poll or survey to introduce these policies, engage the opinions of the city of Asheville, and encourage them to participate. This is pertinent. Perhaps there are other ways to do this. I suggest we add this to our agenda soon so that we may begin this work that could result in real change.
See him afterwards.
Your name?
Kayvon Casamini.
See him afterwards if you want to discuss this new working group.
Hey. Are you making one?
Oh, no.
Okay, who's next?
Progressive next.
No, that's all right. Hey everybody, I'm Trey, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, sorry, wrong meeting. I'm a student at UNC Asheville, and I'm sorry?
That's as bad as being an
It is, it really is, especially when you're 37. I'd like to propose a student working group just to act as maybe liaisons between this group.
Thank you.
I'm with the outreach side. Okay, okay. Can I still propose it? Yeah, go ahead. If I'm doubling up, then I don't need it.
It falls under the outreach, so I'll talk with
Trey
afterwards.
Thank you. Never mind. I'll shut up.
Woo!
There we go.
Go ahead. Alright. So over at Hearns, they let us occupy one of their bays. It's like a whole bunch of junk fights. So me and a couple guys were putting them together, so we have Occupy Bicycle. If you guys need a bicycle or something, just come on down like sometime in the afternoon time when we're down there, and we'll check one out and just make sure like every couple days, just make sure it's not stolen or anything's wrong with it. Just
That was at Hearns Bike Shop. It's
on Asheville. It's around, basically around the corner from there.
Hi everyone, I'm Christine. I want to make a group for people who are interested in other occupies. Other occupies that are like around the world. And what we're going to be talking about is just, maybe arrests in those occupies, tactics they're using. This might not necessarily be a working group, but we might have things that we can bring to the table here in Asheville. Anyone interested in that? I'm going to have my first meeting Wednesday at Firestorm at 4 o'clock. Please give me your email. I want to work around everyone who wants to do this.
And if you're a person that can't make it here that much and are on the internet a lot, gathering facts or whatever from different occupied places, like that might be a nice way to do it.
So please.
There are many ways to participate.
I'll be right over here. Come give me your information.
Hi, I'm Ben. I guess this might also be subsumed within the outreach working group. I just want to make the announcement of what I do within the outreach working group. I think
we need to focus a lot. There needs to be more focus, like a freaking laser beam on the labor unions and outreaching to them and organizing with them.
Pick it up. Yeah.
My interest is to work with, I guess, apparently with inside the outreach working group to reach out and organize with the labor unions in town, the AFL-CIO, the Postal Workers Union, the Teamsters Union, etc.
IWW.
What?
The IWW.
Yep.
Yeah, the IWW.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been agreed upon that labor unions are key components to reach out to in the outreach group. So I will talk with Ben afterwards, and if you want to be a part of this, come talk with us after the General Assembly.
What's your mother?
Just to tell you, we have been working with Local 238 and I forget the acronym you said,
Okay. Couldn't hear that. Nobody else could hear that.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I guess so.
My name's Martin, and I'm working with the media working group. Has a couple of announcements. French television is going to get a dissatisfied leftist interview from me on Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. And as well, there's a web column that I'm going to be placing in the Mountain Express, so be aware for that. That'll be coming up in the next few days. And from a public relations standpoint, I think we need to really consider whether it's a wise idea to less than 24 hours before a meeting whose agenda we don't know, go in there and try and tell people what's what. I think if you personally have something to say, feel free to go, but it would be a mistake to send an official representative, and I don't want to have to send out any denials. So, that's my 2 cents on this whole Buncombe County Commissioners thing. So if anybody actually knows what's going on in the meeting, please feel free to come and talk to me, and maybe I'll change my mind.
I have an announcement. And I'm announcing it now because I'm sort of feeling a little down, and some of you might be feeling the same. And so I would like to share with you, when I feel down, I sing. And this is my announcement. I am composing a song, and I want you to help me. Occupy America. Occupy America. Occupy America. America now. Oh, occupy America. Occupy America. Occupy America. America now. And then it has another part, and I'm working on it, and I'll introduce that later, but it's right. Your land occupied. Your family occupied. So if anybody would like to work with me on the composition of this song, please see me. We can go across America with it, okay? And so do you. Thank you.
And along that line, I just want to share this. I had a thought about these tags. I just made this. It's not anything official. And I just consider that I'm occupying my life. I wear it to work. I keep it in my car when I'm not wearing it. So I am occupied 24/7, even if I'm not down here. I'm supporting the Occupy movement.
And I have an announcement. Yeah, sorry. For Mr. Spitzberg.
For John.
For John. Okay, and so he is the president of Veterans for Peace. And would like for everyone to know that tomorrow, Tuesday, from 5 to 6, at the Vance Monument, is a vigil.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. So,
rain or shine.
Rain or shine. You can come and be present there if you're interested. Okay, announcement?
Sure.
It's for 8 or 9 years now.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
We have an Asheville newspaper that we're going to start from the occupiers ourselves.
Whoa!
This is huge.
Awesome. It is.
We're going to have art, we're going to have music, we're going to have poetry, and whatever else we want to include in our paper. If anybody wants a column or wants to put in words or has a good idea, I'm making the newspaper working group. My name is Anthony. I'm always here. If not down at the home base under the bridge, I'm normally here. Come up and give me any good ideas. Right now, it's looking like I get our hopes up, cross our fingers. We do have a 3-story building where we will have the bottom floor of computers and printing. We have friends with Glow Lady through ARC Publishing, so this is all ready to roll. We've got 2 weeks to get our format down and get things rolling and get things printing. That's one announcement. Then that's a big one. Woo!
Yeah.
A lady came up to me today. She had to leave. Oh, you're here. Would you like to make your announcement?
Hi, I'm Vicki, and I'm with Just Economics, and on Thursday evening this week, from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Union Hall on Haywood Road, 210 Haywood Road, the CWA Hall. We're having a workers' rights workshop. The North Carolina Justice Center is coming in to facilitate that workshop. So if you're interested, I have some information. There will be simultaneous English to Spanish interpretation, free food. It's a free workshop. Anyone's invited, so if you want more information.
Sweet. All right. Okay, any other announcements?
My partner in the security training had to go early, and I'm going to have to go back down to the camp pretty soon after this, but if anybody is interested in security or has security experience, come down and just ask for Fox. I'll be down there. And I wanted to share a poem because it really helps me recenter, just kind of like the music thing, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Love become the focus of every situation. Through the presentation of my Saturn return, I feel it, like linking in collective intellectualism to grant the wisdom to those willing to give some in sun like a phoenix. As to burn the meaning and inscribe the seasons on a heart with reason for conception to become one with a garden known as Eden, as to see them as kin. Pass eye, color, and skin toward the intonation of entire nations converging in multi-harmonic equations. Intrinsic and beautiful, like a true feeling. A water in the ceiling, concealing, like the real thing when it's ingraspable. As the task unfolds in broken down increments, revealing to the fear exempt the less chosen path of them. As to detach from the wrath at hand and take a stand in love because my world is at stake. The world will awake and it's realized like talking to yourself. And after with help, the depth of health manifests itself in thought patterns. The center is where all things gather, so now we see from the first seed to the mountains and the sea and everything else that had to be in order to fulfill the prophecy retained in genetic imprinting, like a blueprint of the universe, thus implementing the next step as the first without clinging to what works, taking the risk of being considered the jerk by expressing to the hive that merely living is not like being alive. And there is a reason to strive for the change that you waited for to arrive, but it's already here. Already now. And the sun will come up. So no matter what happens, I'm grasping my reaction as I put together the fractions to recreate a whole and complete face. And that's nothing of the world. That's to untie the wasted and mangled with a way to untangle the mess left for the angels to ingest at an angle unattainable until breath is released. And with this speed, we increase speed. We think thoughts like planting seeds and realize what we cannot impede and let it be in a wail or a whisper, that we might never miss the words as we silently comfort the disturbed and return to the will only by realizing that we never left it. We never left it, y'all.
Hi, my name is Kat, and I just wanted to remind everybody here that we still have people sleeping at the Federal Building, at least 5 of us every night, so we could use your support if anybody wants to join us down there.
definitely come down.
Do you need question? Do you need support? Do you need security there or no?
We usually have a really bad problem with security, mostly because, like, for some reason, there's drunk people at the bridge and think it's cool to come down to that building.
Can I suggest you tell Fox this because I have a question, Amy. My question is Fox responsible for security at both places?
No. I'll clarify. Occupy Asheville recognizes all of these. This is part of our agreement that I read at the beginning as affinity groups, you know what I mean? Like people planning different actions in different places. So Occupy Asheville recognizes your needs as needs that, you know, we can work with and that you're here at the right time at the right place.
Occupying.
Exactly.
Occupying.
That's what we're here for. So, do you have any other needs or anything?
For the most part, we go on shift as far as having somebody awake, keeping care of the security, you know, we have food, all that.
I propose a radio.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we got one today. Yeah!
We're working on it.
We're working on the walkie-talkie thing, too.
Yeah, we do need that.
Cool.
Okay, great. All right, thanks, us.
Yeah, I brought that up.
Keep us. Of course. Okay, thank you. Do I have another announcement?
It was like,
Can you all talk to each other, or is it for the whole group? Do you want to come down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's ever been, like, officially talked about, but what happened on Saturday was somehow or other, when the cops went to harass people at the federal building, the people, I don't know what they were doing, they found out about it, and they all rushed there to help the people at the federal building interacting with cops. I think that's an awesome idea, and I think that we need to kind of coordinate that and have more of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. So, we have about 10 minutes left. All right? With this time, with the people that are here, I would just like to double check if we break out into small breakout groups of, like, say, like 5 to 8 people. How about if are we feeling just about discussing whatever we want? How does that sound to people?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's ask another question. How are we feeling about discussing, like, campsite issues? Okay. Are we feeling even like breaking out, or should we just call it a day? I mean, you can. Yeah, that's great.
But if you want to.
Just one sec here. Okay. So I'd like to see a straw poll. Should we just call it a day and forget about the breakout for now?
Friendly amendment.
Okay.
Call it a day and meet up with the working group afterwards.
Right.
We'll discuss briefly and introduce you to everybody if you're interested.
Yeah. How do we feel about that one? Yay! Okay. So listen, folks. Okay. We asked for announcements. So let's just extend that a little bit more. Anyone has an announcement, please, before we finish? You want to come down? Okay, just quick announcement. So
All I'm saying is to me, I just heard rumors, I don't know a lot about it, there seems to be some animosity. Okay, I'm saying there seems to be some animosity, some unnecessary conflict, particularly between the people of the federal building and the people under the bridge. Guys, we are in this together. Let's do whatever we can to make overtures of friendship and understanding.
Thank you.
If we don't want to stay and break up and go and all come back in 10 minutes, I would just suggest that we all seriously think about what we want as far as occupying Pack Park, because this is 2 weeks. We've got a newspaper to get up and running, and we really have to get clear about who's going to be camping, how we're going to do it, really start to think about what that vision looks like, because it's coming up. It's important, and if we don't have to get it settled tonight, but start going through the process.
Okay. I'm seeing more hands up. Just tell me if this means that you have more announcements. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to say we're going to wrap this up, and if you have something, just one sec. Okay, just work with me here. I think we're gonna work it all out. Okay. We're gonna just do soapbox afterwards.
Hey, fucking man.
What happened now?
I didn't hear it.
What was that?
Reiterate what she said.
that she's not occupying anything.
Shit with a permit. She's not occupying shit with a permit, is what I heard. Okay. You're not occupying anything.
I'm not occupying anything.
We have a lot of people
I support everyone.
expressing feelings. I think we have a lot of feelings about that. Okay, cool. So, all right. So I would just like to just really thank everyone for being here.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you for thanking me.
And Victor.
Okay.
Thank you, Ann.
Now,
Hey,
not necessary, but thank you.
it is necessary. Hey.
You did a great job.
Okay. So, thank you for coming. This is such a hard process for everyone. There's so many feelings and so many agendas and so many, all these things that we hold so deeply that are bubbling and bubbling and bubbling and just waiting to burst out and make a beautiful new world. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
100% right.
How hard is this? Very hard. Hard. It should be. We can do it. How important is this? Very important. About 10 years ago, I gave birth to my daughter, and I don't know what was harder, you know?
Have another one, and then you'll know.
So, I know that we have a couple people here really feel strongly about making announcements. So I would like to invite them to come up and maybe that, okay? No.
Hey, you guys.
All right.
Hey, Lindsay.
Everybody can hear me?
Are you available?
Yes.
Thursday for the interview with the front press? Because we want to get a mail.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Will you? Okay. Did you vote for Obama?
I did.
Okay, great.
We can get
Okay,
some
because that's
kind
a
of
good one. I am
coordination
disenchanted.
going to
Okay,
make sure
absolutely.
that we get where they're supposed
Talk
to
to
be.
Martin. Okay, he's got the
And
phone.
after our meeting
And
was over yesterday,
great. Okay, I was on here before
there was still
well, you can look at my record. I've not been doing anything
nobody
since
has done
it started. I'm
anything
like,
to
I don't
move
have
it.
time to think it'll get.
I saw nobody
yeah.
doing anything to move it. So I went ahead and got my truck once again, as I've done many nights in the last 2 weeks, to move stuff. Which I assumed was going to Lexington. Nobody told me any different. And if people know where things are going, let's please put them in one spot. If they go going somewhere else, put them in another spot. Keep someone around who knows where things are going. To get the people together, make sure they're moved properly, the food gets where it'll get eaten, and we can all work together. So can we all try to step up somebody? That's what
Can I just say one more thing before everybody disperses?
There was somebody ahead of you. He was on set.
Well, I just had a question. Last week, there was some drama about the chief of police saying we could camp out in front of the, jail.
City building.
And then the police said we couldn't. So if somebody could explain how that ended, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, so just real quick, I still need a truck or some kind of large vehicle to move a lot of stuff for donation purposes. Do we have a truck? Range Rover, doesn't matter. Tomorrow.
What's that truck?
It doesn't matter. I have too much stuff to carry. Not the car.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You're moving tomorrow?
I'm moving. Well, I mean, I'm actually not really moving anywhere.